Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to cover how you actually get stronger and the body adaptations you make to... Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to talk about the adaptations your body makes to actually make you stronger. So don't run away from the lecture just yet. It's important that you understand how you get stronger so you can get the most out of your workouts, and I'll keep it as simple as I can. So over the first 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks, what you'll notice is that you're going to improve a lot, and it's really important that you capitalize on that. So what's happening is that your muscles, the neurological signal, so the muscle or the signal your brain sends to your muscle becomes stronger and it becomes more efficient. So you have receptors inside your muscle. So if we're doing a push-up, you have receptors in your chest, and what happens is when you're first starting out, they're not used to actually doing this motion, so they don't fire very efficiently. So the more you do the push-ups, the more efficient they start to fire, the more muscle fibers get involved, and the stronger you get. So sometimes that's why you'll see people who are really strong, they can do like 50 push-ups or 100 push-ups in a row, or they do one of those crazy planches they're called, which is like a push-up with their feet up in the air, but they're not big, and that's because they have really strong neuromuscular adaptation. So the signal, their muscles are very good at taking the brain signal and transferring it into actual raw power. So at the beginning, you're actually going to improve much more quickly, and if that's the case, then jump ahead in the phases of the workout for sure, as you need to capitalize on that improvement. And in the next lesson, we're going to talk about how your muscle fibers actually change once we get beyond the 3 to 4 week span. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to talk about what actually makes you stronger, and one of those things is creating overload in your muscle. So by creating overload, what we're doing is we create small micro tears inside the muscle, which breaks the muscle down, which temporarily makes you weaker, but then it heals back, and when it heals back, it comes back even stronger. So you can tell when you're getting the appropriate micro tear, when you feel a little bit sore the next day, but not too sore for the days after that. So to create overload on a muscle, there's a few different things that you can do. So the first thing that you can do is just increase the time under tension, which just means doing actual repetitions of an exercise. So you can do them slower, or you can do them faster. Either way, you still are creating more overload and changing up the time under tension. Through this course, we're going to talk about the different variations that you need to do in your program so that you can do your 10 push-ups. Another thing that you can do is change the angle of the load. When we change the angle, so if we're doing wide hand push-ups or narrow push-ups, what ends up happening is that you end up fatiguing the whole muscle, and that's really important to fatigue the whole muscle because you want to make sure every single muscle fiber gets broken down. And it's also why proper form is so important, because if you're doing proper form, then that means the appropriate muscle fibers are getting broken down. So if you actually want to get stronger, and it's one of the biggest problems that a lot of people make, is that when they start to get tired, their form breaks down and they end up injuring or micro-tearing the wrong muscle group. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a future lesson, so we'll talk to you soon.